For this project, I planned a science lesson focusing on the order of the planets in the solar system. No place like space. So what do you think it's going to be about?
Sally, Nick, and Cat in the Hat going to space.
Yeah.
And asking their mom, can we go to space? And then they'll say yes, and they'll be like, yay!
Isn't that what they always do before they go on an adventure? Good old Cat in the Hat. Okay.
Bad dog, we're reading.
There's No Place Like Space by Tish Rabe, illustrated by Aristides Ruiz. I began the lesson with a read aloud, using a book that merges fictional and informational text as the scientific facts are given through the eyes of the Cat in the Hat. Next is Mars. It's the color of rust. We sneeze here because it is covered with dust. Travel to Jupiter and you will find it is bigger than all the other planets combined. So Jupiter is the biggest. All right, can we go back and check again? First is
Mercury.
Very good.
Venus, Earth, Mars.
Very good. And
Jupiter.
Good job.
This is Saturn.
How'd you know?
Because I see the big thing around it.
Yeah, Saturn has rings. It's so light, who would think it could float on an ocean and not even sink? So that giant planet, we could put it on top of the ocean and it wouldn't sink to the bottom. This read aloud was great because it included an example of mnemonics, which is a strategy we would use later in the lesson. Emily Mickles just saved up 999 nickels. That's an easy way to remember it, isn't it? Do you see what they did?
Because the M goes with Mallory, the V goes with Valerie, and the E goes with Emily, and the M goes with Mickles.
Yep.
And the J goes with Just, and the S goes with Saved, and the U goes with Up, and the N goes with 999 nickels.
Yep. So they just memorized this sentence and then they knew the order of the planets. So then the author says, the first letter of each of these words is the same as the first letter in each of the planets you name. Mallory, Valerie, Emily, Mickles just saved up 999 nickels. Let's call it the planets. Are you ready? I'm going to test you.
Mercury.
Uh-huh.
Venus.
Uh-huh.
No.
Where do we live?
Earth.
Uh-huh.
Mars.
Good.
Jupiter.
Uh-huh.
Saturn.
Uh-huh. It's the funny sounding one.
Uranus.
Perfect. And Neptune. I then had my student complete a picture walk with a second book titled My Place in Space. This was great because it gave her another source of information where she could study the appearance of the planets. Yeah, this is Mercury. It does kind of look like the moon, doesn't it? Is it big?
No.
No, it's kind of small. What color is it?
Gray.
Yeah, and it looks like the moon. That's interesting. What's this one?
Venus.
Venus. And Venus is kind of swirly and orange and yellow. What's that?
Earth.
And?
Mars.
Good. What color is Mars?
Red.
Good.
And this, Jupiter and Saturn.
I had my student recall as many planets as she could as I wrote them down on note cards. If she couldn't remember, she was able to refer back to the book. We listened to a song to reiterate the order of the planets. Once the planets were in the correct order, we highlighted the first letter of each planet and created our very own sentence to help us remember the order. So Molly versus Ellie made Jack say unkind, negative poetry. That is a silly sentence. So what does Molly represent?
Mercury.
Mercury. What does V represent? Versus represent?
Venus.
Venus. What does Ellie represent?
Earth.
Earth.
Molly
What does
versus Ellie.
Maid represent?
Mars.
Good. What does Jack represent?
Jupiter.
And
Saturn,
Jupiter is what?
the biggest planet.
Good job.
Saturn, Uranus.
Hold on, don't go so fast. What does unkind represent?
Uranus, Neptune.
And the last one is
Pluto.
And it's the what? The
Smallest.
We then used all of our resources to help us put the planets in order onto our
And
diagram.
then what's next?
The largest planet, Jupiter.
Good job. What comes after Jupiter?
Saturn, and I'm pretty sure this is Saturn.
Yep, very good. And next?
Uranus. This is Uranus. Let's see.
Once our
So
planets were
first
glued
is
down, my student
Mercury.
referred back to her text to see
It's
what
like
each
white.
planet looked like so she could color them
Maybe we need
correctly.
to look at the book from
Probably for up close. You remember Mercury looked kind of like what? It looked kind of like the... Remember when you first saw the picture, you thought it was what?
the moon.
Yeah. You thought it was the moon.
This is Mercury.
Yep.
So I'm going to draw it like gray and then some black.
Yeah, sounds good. So little Mercury's right there.
Where's the
Mercury's
gray?
the next smallest planet next to Pluto.
Here's the black. Oh, here's the gray. And I'm pretty sure this is the black. Ah! Caught it just in time. Untimed negative poetry.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to cover it. You ready?
Molly versus Ellie made Jack say unkind negative poetry.
Good. Now, do you think you can use that to remember your planets? Mercury.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Beautiful. Good job.
My student
Alright,
was
are we all
reciting her
finished?
sentence in the order of the planets the rest of the day
Okay.
and couldn't wait to share her newfound knowledge.